Now it's time for the last part of Mississippi Blues, which is arguably the funnest part to play, the solo. And I'm going to play it for you one time, and then we'll break it down, figure it out. And here we go. I'm going to take it from the turnaround of the previous verse. He plays the solo several times throughout the song, including at the end of the introduction, before he goes into the first song verse, the first lyric. Anyway, so here is the solo. Back into the song. So starting out, if you listen to the song carefully, he kind of leads into the solo even before the one. So he anticipates it, and he does it like this. So as he's playing the E7 chord, he's going to slide to the 9th fret of the 1st string and play 3. And when you're playing on the 1st string, you want to use your pinky on the 9th fret of the 1st string, and it's going to be triplets. You're going to be playing 3s, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he starts out 1, 2, 3, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's what the 1st finger is doing on the 1st string. Then the bass is doing this. And what I'm doing there is an open 5th string, 9th fret of the 6th string, 7th fret of the 5th string, 9th fret of the 5th string, 7th fret of the 4th string, and then walking it back. Stop just once when you get ready to go to the 4. Now as he's doing that, he's playing the treble part too, which is the cool part. It sounds like you're doing two things at once, which you are. And the tricky part is getting the timing, keeping the 1st finger doing the 1, 2, 3. And the thumb doing the 1, 2. That part may take some time, but it's not as hard as it looks. Then when he shifts to the 4, he's going to make an A7th shape with his 1st finger at the 7th fret, getting the first 4 strings. And then his ring finger, strings 1 through 4, and then his ring finger on the 8th fret of the 1st string. And the bass is going to be a little bit different. So he starts out, so he's picking, instead of just the one note, he's getting the whole chord with his 1st finger. And that makes it sound cool. On the bass, kind of stays out of the bass, and then he's going to go. So he's just going back and forth between the 7th fret of the 4th string and the 9th fret of the 5th string. So the whole thing. Whoops, I don't want to hit the open. mixes it up with his first finger on that A7th chord. Sometimes it sounds like he's picking the chord and then the second string. Get that sound. That did. So the whole thing. I was thinking about the treble part and didn't play the bass. One more time. You have to listen to the song. And from there, he's going to slide back. Now, sometimes on this part, he just plays a straight bass. And then there's one point where he does this little double up thing. At the very beginning, he does this during the introduction. Something like that, which is a little trickier, but it adds some variety to it. And then he's going to go back, pinching the open fifth string with the 12th fret, pinky on the 12th fret or the 9th fret of the first string. Plays the same thing again. And here's the part that I have the most trouble figuring out what's going on. And I've heard some guys do it like this, which is to me what it sounds like. And the bass may even drop out, or you could keep it going and just play almost what we did originally when we were doing it. But it sounds like he's doing this. He's playing something a little extra in there. It sounds like this lick, which is really what we think of as an E7. So he's in the 5. So when he gets to the 5, do something like that. And what I'm doing is I've got my ring finger on the 4th fret of the first string and my second finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And I've thrown my first finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string just to help me control it more. But it sounds like he's just pinching the 1st and 3rd strings. And then an open 1st string. And then it sounds like he does this little thing on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with the open 1st string into the E7th chord, which we've done before. So something like this. Or you could just play, remember this? Like we did at the beginning of the song. But it sounds to me, I hear that. And I also hear this. I hear him doing a little something on that 3rd fret of the 2nd string with the open 1st string. So let me play it in context from the last part of the solo. So it's twice, open. When I go to the E7th, I'm just doing that same pinch with the alternating bass coming down, just like we did in lesson 2. Then the turnaround, exactly the same as we did before. So let's walk through the solo one more time, see if I can play it all the way through. So let's take it from the turnaround. Whoops, finger pick slipped off. One last thing before we leave this B is the end of the song. And at the end, he just plays this chord when he finishes up. So he might, can't remember exactly how he does it, but something like this. And it sounds to me like he's playing a long A shape. So I've got my first finger in the A position, and I'm putting my pinky on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Not 1st and 2nd strings, just the 1st string. I've heard some guys do it where they kind of walk down the string, which is kind of cool too. But that chord at the end sounds like a long A to me. So now you've got the whole song, Mississippi Blues, and that solo part, once you get that down, I mean, that is really fun to play. I just like to play it. And in fact, let's do it one more time. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Mississippi Blues, one of the coolest songs ever recorded, ever conceived. And again, if you see anything I'm doing wrong or have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me. I'll be back again in August with another acoustic guitar lesson.